Hi, my name is Erikah Weir, and I'm sponsored by Innova Champion Discs, and this is my in the bag for my 2019 season.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce the 2019 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Champion, Advanced Women's Division, Miss Erikah Weir.
So I have a couple different bags that I carry. I do have an Innova Superhero bag, but I do love this grip bag that I have. Plenty of space, lots of side pockets, and all the discs that I have fit in here. And this also happens to fit in my Zuka cart as well. So 9 times out of 10 you'll see me carrying this bag. And I guess we should start with my putters. So for me, I carry 2 XT whales. So I have had this one for a few months, same with this one. Both of these are, for me, they give me a lot of glide. They basically have a micro bead right around the bottom, and it gives me a little bit of grip for my finger when I'm trying to aim. Yeah, so I carry 2 of these, and another putt and approach disc in my bag is my First Run AVR X3. I've had this disc for a little bit over a year, and it has been a staple in my bag from the very first day I threw it. For me, the fact that it's nice and flat and it has this type of an edge on it, there's really not a bead. If you were an ultimate Frisbee player, I would 100% tell you to put one of these in your bag. For me, it really does feel like a 175 Discraft lid, if you will. I use this for 90% of my up shots. You know, I would say from 100 feet and out, maybe even a little bit further depending. It does finish over stable, but it also can give you a very straight line. And the next disc that I have here, this is my Heiser Baum Mortar. So much like the X3 for me, it's nice and flat on the top, and it does have a little bit more of a beveled edge to it. Not really a bead, but this disc I use mostly for backhand approaches. So if I'm 100 feet out or less, and I can see that line to have it kind of come up and hyzer into the basket, I can count on this for a flare skip if I throw it correctly, and it normally settles right down for me. So this is a great disc to have. And the next disc I have in my bag is a Prerelease Lion. Just like the stamp says, this is from the 2019 Las Vegas Challenge. And that was my first tournament as an Innova sponsored player, so it really meant a lot to me. The plastic on this one's really cool. It's a kind of a mix between Star and Pro. A little bit of G-Star in there as well, so it does have some flexibility. A little bit of a beveled edge on here, so it gives you a nice grip. I use this for straight line shots. This is definitely a recent addition to my bag, and it was really helpful when I was out in Pennsylvania. For all those wooded courses, it gave me a really straight line. But just like the commercial says, you can use it for forehand, backhand, both Anheuser and Heiser shots. So it's really flexible disc. And the next thing I have, this is the only other disc that is not Innova in my bag. This is an SLine MD2. I've had this since 2015. It's from one of my favorite courses in Colorado, Beaver Ranch. And this gives me a lot of flexibility. I don't forehand this disc. This is a strict backhand disc for me. But similar to the Mortar, I can take it, put it on that Heiser line. I use this more for uphill shots if I have them, because it'll flex out a little bit more, and then I can trust it to come back. And then my true mid-range is in my bag. I normally bag 2 Star Rock 3s, but this one is one that my boyfriend gave to me first, so it's my favorite disc. I like to use this for longer backhand shots, so really a true approach shot, or something that's mid-range. I can really trust it on a Heiser backhand line to kind of snuggle up next to the basket for me, so I like to throw the Rock 3 instead of the Rock. And this one, I actually just finished playing the Amateur World Championships, and this is in my bag for Anheuser shots. By trade, I'm not really an Anheuser thrower, but I needed something that was going to go straight and then finish off to the right-hand side for me in all the wooded courses I played here in York, Pennsylvania. This Star Stingray is a mid-range that will do just that. You don't have to do anything super special, at least for me, and like I said, I'm more of a Heiser thrower than anything, but when I put it out on that line, it really truly went straight and then finished off to the right-hand side for me. So this came in clutch this week. All right, so I guess we're on to Fairway Drivers. So this is a Leopard 3. It is in G-Star plastic, and this disc for me I use for a forehand approach. So if it's a shorter hole or I'm out in the middle of a fairway and I need to get up to the basket or at least get close to it, I will use this disc. Definitely put it out on a Heiser line with a forehand, and I can trust it to do a flare skip for me up to the target I'm aiming at. And then I have a G-Star TBird 3. So this I predominantly use for a backhand Heiser shot. So maybe it's a little bit tunnel, but you can definitely see it head out to the right and come back to the left. As long as you release this flat and straight, this does tend to come back towards the left-hand side. So this is a great driver for that. All right, and then we're on to some stables in my bag. So these are my two Valkyries. You can see one that has a brand new stamp and one that barely has a stamp. So this has been in my bag probably since 2015, I'd say. This is a G-Star plastic. You can see that it's a little bit more domey. It's not super flat. That helps me get a full flex out of this disc. This was the first driver that I really started throwing back when I started playing. And for me, I can use this for forehands or I can use this for backhands. It's just a really reliable disc for me. I can kind of put it out on that line, and it also gives you the ability to shape it. This one's definitely more beat in, so it tends to get a little bit flippy, and then this is one that I'm putting in my bag to start working it in. Not necessarily a backup. I know it will become a go-to driver, but just starting the process with it. And then I have a Plastic Thunderbird. This is a distance driver in my bag, and I have been using this for anything that I can't have flip over. So if there's a little bit of a headwind, or I need something that's either gonna, for a forehand, move left to right, or a backhand, move right to left, I know I can put this out, let's say it's over an OB line or anything like that, and I can trust it to come back. Releasing it nice and flat, the disc will do the work for you. So this is a relatively recent ad, again, for Am Worlds. Being out in courses that the elevation's a little bit different than Colorado, this is a disc that became very faithful this week. And then I have a Pro Beast. So this one has a really cool dye job. I actually got this one and one other disc in here from my good friend Amy Sindler. She loves that tie-dye plastic and gave it to me. So this one is a little bit quicker speed out of your hand than the Thunderbird, but I like to use this for a fairway shot. If it's nice and open, this will hold the line that you put it on and really travel far for you. Get some good distance out of it. And then the last two distance drivers in my bag are both Pro Wraith. So this one is another one from my friend Amy, and again, it has a really cool dye job on it, but it's still nice and flat. If you look around the edge of it, it kind of looks like it was ran over by a lawnmower, but whatever the stability does for me really works. Again, forehand and backhand for this. This is one of the discs that I trust the most in Colorado. So I got a backup Pro Wraith as well. So this is that newer Pro plastic. It's a little bit slicker in the hand. This does get a little bit flippy as it gets beat in, so working another one into the bag so I can trust it. So that is a run through of everything that is in my tournament bag. As far as necessities are concerned, I definitely carry a birdie bag. These are ones that I actually sent this fabric to Tina Oakley, and she made me a whole set of them, so I have them as backups. It's got a golden retriever on it and my favorite color in teal. This saved me this week. Humidity and the heat was certainly a factor out here in Pennsylvania, and I would carry it with me from shot to shot. Definitely used it right on the tee pad, even like applied it to my discs a little bit, so it was a great thing to have. Always carry 2 water bottles. I'm a fan of the hydro flask. And in the sides, normally have sunglasses on the course just so I can see what's going on. I got a couple snacks in here as well. First aid kit, normally the mom on the card. Carry an extra battery pack so I can charge my phone or my earbuds. Definitely carry my phone when it's with me. Chapstick with some sunscreen protectant in it as well. Earbuds on the course. For me, listening to music, I try to do it just to keep myself focused. I normally have one earbud in and then one ear out. That way I can still participate with my card mates, but at the same time, if I need to, decompress from a tough shot or get myself excited on the T-pad, I can kind of switch the song. And then, over here, this is something that I have been carrying since April. One of the local mid-pen women, Frida Eberly, makes these. They're really cool. It's basically a vinyl cover, and if you open it up, it's got a spot for your pencil in here and for your scorecard. So something that if it's your turn to take score, you can just take it out and write right on here. So she made these for us, which is really cool, and I got one as a gift after playing in one of their local tournaments, but it went in my bag as soon as I got it because I thought it was really cool and I had never seen anything like that. And that is what is in my bag. So thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing everybody for the rest of the 2019 and seasons beyond.